What's up, guys? We're actually over at Calvery Overlands Rigs and Coffee. This is the first time for us being out here, and so far it's pretty cool. We're seeing a lot of cool rigs that I typically get to see on a regular basis, but not really. So we're gonna just start walking around and get a free burrito and just get moving. So we were walking around, we got distracted by this beautiful Tacoma, and I just happened to meet the owner over here. What's your name again?
Saeed.
Saeed.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about your rig, man.
So I'm originally from Austin, born and raised, so I've had this is my third Tacoma. When I got it, I started building it up. It was two-wheel drive. So I know I couldn't really go the overland route, so I started building it more of like the Baja pre-runner trophy truck kind of thing.
So what was the big motivation on it? Like, or do you plan to do jumpy truck stuff and actually jump it and have fun with it?
Yeah, eventually I want to do all that kind of stuff. I'm kind of in the phase now where I don't want to break anything because it's too expensive to fix it. So I'm kind of on that weird point where it's like, you know, I want to do the jumpy stuff, but also I don't have the jumpy stuff kind of money where in case it messes up, I can easily get it fixed.
So, well, if you don't mind, let's kind of go around and just kind of show us some of your favorite mods that you've done to it.
First off, I have this bumper. I got it. There's a fabricator in California. I believe he goes by Des Toy Fab. This is one of the first things I ever got, and I feel like it kind of fit the build. I really like with the valence. And then I moved to the long travel kit, which is an LSK. So it's a 4.5-inch over. I really liked it because I had a Camberg before, but this one has the integrated spindles, has like the Heim joints, came with the cam, like the cam lock tabs. It was really like a really nice full bolt-on kit, just out of the box.
Yeah, dude, this thing is impressive. And what fenders are these?
They're Fiberworks.
Fiberworks?
Yeah. So yeah, it's like a true carbon. I'm sure they kind of have it like, you know, it's still probably fiberglass, like reinforced, but for the most part, it's it comes just already made out of carbon.
All right. And what size tires are you running?
These are 35s.
35s.
Yeah. So at one point I had 37s. I was using the BF Goodrich, like the KR2s, kind of like their racing compound ones. And they were really cool. Like I think Tacomas are made for 37s looks-wise, but for the longest time it was my daily driver, so it just didn't really make sense having that big of a tire. Plus the soft compound on those, you can kind of feel every single like rubble. It's really like
I could see that.
Yeah.
What suspension setup are you running in the rear?
The rear is Dirt King spring under. So the bed cage is the bed cage is custom, because at the time when I had this, I was running I was running the fifth wheel in the back at an angle with like a Y strap. So I had the fabricator build me up this custom bed cage, but the springer, like the hangers, the springs, everything's all like Dirt King. You know, you can buy from their website, just out of box kind of thing.
Yeah. And how long have you been building it?
It's been a few years. It's 09, so I think I probably got it like 2011, and slowly just went like the Pro Comp route. I had like the struts on there, and then I had icons all around. Then I went to a Camberg, and this is kind of like the latest like iteration of it.
And do you plan to do more to it, or are you like it's finally done, it's set?
Maybe add some bypasses up at the front, make it a full jump truck.
There you go.
That's gonna be the super plush. Then getting it tuned somewhere out here, you know, of course, all these shocks and all that, you know, you really need to focus on tuning.
That's what makes or breaks the truck.
Right,
you can put all the components on it and everything, but if it's not tuned, then you're not you're not gonna get the results you really want. Well, dude, thank you so much for sharing. That was awesome, man. Yeah. You should bring it by the shop sometime.
Yeah. I live in Austin, but I'm gonna try to stop by and.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I watch y'all's videos whenever y'all have like because I was planning on going to like the Toyota Takeover, and I recently bought a 5th gen 4Runner, so I'm slowly building that up. That one has like icons all around and Alpha Rex and all that. But yeah, this kind of overland like 4-wheel drive is all kind of new to me. I've always been, so now I see myself like, you know, looking up y'all's YouTube pages, you know, like 4Runner.
We
Toyota Takeover and all that.
We say we're overlanders, but we're more off-roaders.
Right.
You know.
And that's why, I bring this up because you don't see a lot of these kind of builds here
not
in Texas.
This is like a California kind
Right,
of thing.
right. Arizona, Texas, Vegas kind of thing.
But dude, that's so awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all.
Do you have like an Instagram or
yeah,
something?
Yeah. So my Instagram is actually not Stocko Taco.
That's great. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Man.
I figured.
You guys, if you guys really enjoy this build, you know, go ahead. I'll link his Instagram and just go give him a follow. So one of the main reasons why we decided to come over here to Calvery Overlands Rigs and Coffee is, one, it's Rigs and Coffee. We get to see a lot of cool builds and other types of rigs, not just Toyotas. There's some Jeeps, some Defenders here. What else have we seen over here? Grenadiers, a lot of Broncos. Just a really cool kind of setup, and everybody's super friendly. A lot of people have come up and talked to us. But one of the other reasons why we decided to come here today is I wanted to meet up with Alex Link over at OTT Tuning to get a tune put on the GX460, and I can get to drive it around for a bit and really give my thoughts. But the other thing is we want to set up an event over at the shop where you guys can come over, and if y'all want to get y'all's rig tuned, we could definitely do that. So we're gonna go walk around a little bit, see what else we can see, and once we find Alex, we'll get the tune put on the GX. All right, so one of the main reasons for my visit today is I'm here with Alex with OTT Tuning, and we're gonna be tuning the GX460. And what's really cool, and I'll let him explain it because he's probably gonna be doing a better job explaining it than I am, is actually, what are we doing?
So we're going to do the OTT tune for this Lexus GX. You know, we are just showing Pablo the dyno charts, and on this one, you know, Lexus does a little bit better tuning than Toyota. So we're starting out, you know, we're looking at another 13 foot-pounds of torque, another 7+ horsepower kind of throughout the RPM range, which is part of the story. The other part is, you know, as you can see when you look at the vehicle, he's running 35-inch tires with stock gearing. So we're going to give it a different, more aggressive throttle response to help it get going and give it that better, more stock-like drivability improvement in all-around conditions. So to start out, we're just going to make sure we connect external power to make sure that we're supplying the ECU with steady voltage during the tuning process. So we got the Jackery and 500 for that, along with the Noco Genius 10 that has the supply function. So next, we're going to just, you know, making sure that we're seeing the draw, see what the parasitic draw is. Just, you know, with the vehicle doing nothing, we can see why we need this. So the first step in the tuning process, we're just going to identify the ECU ID. That'll let us know, because for this particular model, Lexus did do an update at some point, so we're going to check and see if this vehicle is running that update. The ECU ID, it is current, so we don't need to do the Toyota update. So now we kind of come to a little bit of discussion point. So for this particular tune, we've got throttle response options ranging from light minus, light, mild, medium, spicy, and super spicy. With the particular setup that you got, you know, from those flavors or things, they're all producing the same torque and horsepower. What the difference in throttle response is mainly for is tire size and gearing. And then secondary, kind of their own personal preference. How spirited of a driver are you? Or how do you use it off-road? So we want to get the right balance where we're smoother on-road and can feel the differences, but that we're still good at the low-speed crawling that this vehicle does occasionally. So we're probably going to just go ahead and start with the mild. No, we'll start with the medium, since there's 35s in stock. So let me just make note of that.
And if I get this tune done and then all of a sudden I decide I do want to re-gear, do I need to change anything? Or
so for the Lexuses, where you might need to change something is the throttle response, because there's not necessarily a different tune for the different gear options. What there will be is, since shift points are kind of determined by torque request and throttle position, changing the gearing will change the torque request amount, and changing the throttle response will change the throttle input amount. So that shift points are affected by the combination of those factors.
Gotcha.
So you may want a less aggressive throttle response once you give it better torque multiplication by re-gearing it.
So now he's actually uploading the tune on this right now, and after that, we're just gonna go drive it and see how we like it.
Drive so that you can see the differences and how it's driving with the additional torque and power. See how the throttle response is and the shift points are with the gearing and tire size combination that you got.
Oh man, I am so stoked. because it does. The shifting pattern has changed dramatically, at least for me when I've been driving on the highway when I put the 35s. And gearing is a option for me to fix this, but I'm also been hearing a lot of praise over the OTT tuning, and so that is something that vastly intrigued me. And now I just want to go ahead and actually today I'm excited that we're getting it done, and we're going to go ahead and see what the big difference is.
Yeah, and with the tuning and gearing, you got to remember they're independent, but they work together in a synergistic fashion. Gearing independently always helps the vehicle when you go oversized tire, because you're adding unsprung weight, tire mass, a larger diameter, which vehicles feel. Engine power works great anytime you can improve that. You know, the factories, they definitely leave plenty of room for improvement, in some vehicles more than others. This Lexus, you know, not bad from the factory, but ready for improvements, especially after modifications are made like this. And that's normal. First start, it will die. And all right, let me drop my stuff off in my truck, and we will take it for that test drive.
Oh man, I already noticed it right off the bat.
I was going to say, that did not take long for first impressions.
No, I already noticed that.
Go up this way.
This way?
Yeah.
Oh, that is big difference already.
And how far did we get out of the parking lot?
We didn't even get out of the parking lot. So so the GX is a very luxurious vehicle, and what Lexus does is they numb the throttle response right out of the box. And it's one of my biggest complaints that I have with the GX460, and it really upsets me. But the 35s remedied that just slightly, but now with the tuning, I have to be a little bit easy on the throttle, which I'm okay with. That's what I really love. That's my preference. So that's huge. That's I'm already extremely happy.
So let's do a hard acceleration. Yeah, he's turning, and you got an open lane. So just jump out in that middle lane and
floor it.
Yep, floor it. 0 to 60 highway.
Let's go. Oh, the mid-range is vastly different.
Stay in it.
Stay. Sorry.
Yeah, don't be afraid to stay in it.
Yeah, now mid-range, she powers through the mid-range a lot easier right now. We're going about
The speed limit.
Yeah. We're in Mexico actually. Wow, that is vastly different. So it does, out of the box, they have a very linear power curve, which I really liked about it. But now, like, I can tell that the mid-range before was very. Do I keep going straight? Or?
Yeah, we'll go straight.
Okay. Mid-range was always kind of just lethargic in a bit, but now I can tell that it walks through about from 3,500 RPMs to almost 5,000. It just keeps pulling. So that's you know, the power gain you said it wasn't gonna be as much because, you know, Toyota already does a really good job of.
But that extra combination of the throttle response plus the shift logic and how it's using that power band is different. It's more
different.
than magnified than what the dyno charts alone show.
Yeah. Oh, and that kickdown's instant now. Dude, this is massive. Because I used to have to like bury it, and then she'll engine load and log, and then eventually she would shift down. But now it's.
You want to jump on the highway for 1X or 2 and just see how she cruises that speed?
Yeah, let's do that.
For 35, she's moving a lot different.
It's a whole different truck. Like this elevates the GX, in my opinion, to a whole different status as to where
where you had it before too.
Yeah, where I had it before, and like, you know, getting up to 70 and chilling at 70 was actually kind of a chore with the 35s. It wasn't bad when it had the stock tires, but now with the 35s, it's a lot. It kicks out of I think it's torque converter lock a lot easier too. The lockout.
And then if you get around to re-gearing it, that performance is going to be another very big major jump forward.
Yeah, it's going to be massive. Now I really want to re-gear it. Now this is huge, dude. This is awesome.
Now you see what the OTT hype is about.
Dude, I am a believer now. This is massive.
Yes. Yeah, our lead calibrator and owner, John and Justin, they have some very good talent in the tuning world.
It's definitely, and I used to, not that I'm a good tuner, but I used to tune a little bit. I used to do Miatas with Megasquirt and 240s with Megasquirt. So I kind of know a little bit about tuning, but I also know how hard it is to get a tune right.
Yeah, the polish and refinement that comes with this tune, you would not be surprised if Lexus themselves were doing this, but because it's got that same level of OEM finish to it and refinement, but it's just that smoother performance.
It's a lot smoother. Now it feels, it's funny.
Luxury performance.
Now it feels like I actually have a V8 under the hood.
Okay.
That's actually the weird thing, because like the torque was so numbed. I guess they wanted a very quiet experience. Or not, I don't know how to say it, but they
were more luxury than performance in the luxury performance balance.
But now this is huge. And so is there any difference when I go into S Sport or?
So what you'll see in S mode is you're basically just going to be staying higher up in that mid-range and power band than there. So by staying higher up in the power band, you are going to be seeing some more performance. So when you go to S mode, what do we go to? 4, and then how many is it? 5 or 6?
6.
So do it in 4. So in 4 it'll act like a 4-speed. You don't have to use the manual shifting because it'll shift on its own logic. But stay to the floor on it. Stay deep into throttle when it allows you.
Yeah. Not a lot of room to play here.
Yeah.
It's so much better. It's so much better.
You got to see his smile. Even through the mustache, you can see the smile.
This is so much better.
So what do you think on the highway? Just kind of cruising?
It's way better. Like, I'm actually chilling at 75 miles per hour. I know it's 5 miles per hour off because my 35s, but I'm actually chilling at 35 with very little effort. As before, I felt like I really had to stay constant or heavy on the throttle to stay at 75 miles per hour and keep it there, and then I would have to put cruise control on, and then I wouldn't have to think about it as much. But now it's very light pressure on the throttle, and I'm staying 75, and it's great right here.
Yes.
Yeah, this is huge. This should be almost standard at this point.
Yes.
So we will be setting up. We haven't gotten the final details, but we are setting up a tune day over at the shop. Once we get something hammered down, we can announce it. And if you got a GX460 or a Tacoma or a 4Runner or a Tundra or Sequoia, come on by. We're gonna do a tuning day. We'll have food, drinks, and a place for everybody to hang out while
straight through this one.
While Alex does his thing. Dude, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
This is huge.
Glad we could find a meet up after talking about it a couple months ago at the Jamboree.
Yeah, we
had to put the truck through its paces at Jambo.
Oh, absolutely. Now I'm eager to see how it does off-road too with the tune. So.
And that's one thing, even in the parking lot, you noticed you had better throttle response, but it was never a jerky or it was still a very smooth experience. So as long as you retrain your foot, you're gonna have that smooth experience of that power off-road too.
Yeah, no, it's like our 08 Tundra. I call her Bessie because she's just a big gray thing. But first gear is extremely touchy on that truck. Extremely touchy, and I don't know if Toyota did that intentionally for towing and all that stuff, but this isn't anywhere near at the level. This is very controllable and very nice. And now I feel like I don't have to dog it really hard just to get off the line and get up with traffic anymore. Especially with the 35s. It's massive difference. So kudos to you guys. You guys nailed this.
Oh, thank you.
That's it. We got the OTT Tune put on the GX460. She is extra spicy now. Thank you so much, Alex.
You're welcome.
And we'll make sure we'll put his information in the description below. And if you guys are interested in getting your tune and you don't want to wait for our event, you can always contact Alex and get something set up through him.
And if you're outside of the DFW area, you can just go to the Toyota Tuning Network and hit on the locations to find your regional area tuner. We're nationwide, Canada, Hawaii, some of the Caribbean islands. Can even do worldwide tuning if you contact Overland Taylor directly.
Awesome, dude. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yep, you take care.
All right. You guys have a good day.
So it's been about a day since I've got the tune done on the GX, and I've been driving it, and I absolutely say it's almost mandatory at this point, especially if you do like 35s. It has completely changed the characteristics of this rig, and I can't quite put my finger on it, but it actually I almost want to say it makes it easier to drive, and it does definitely kind of changed my whole perspective on the GX. It's made me even love it even more. So that's cool. Yeah. So it was a fun trip. Calvery Overland was a ton of fun. I highly recommend going if you haven't gone yet. And yeah, I'm done. I'm gonna go take care of some kiddos and do other things. So bye bye.